Welcome to Story Stream channel. Our story about the beaver and the selfishness that dried up the forest. In a distant forest, where tall trees stood proudly and rivers sparkled under the sunlight, there lived a small beaver named Woody. Woody was skilled at building dams and he was the best among all the beavers. However, he had a big problem. He was very selfish, always keeping everything for himself and never thinking about others. One day, Woody decided to build a huge dam to create a small pond behind his home, filled with water. He said to himself,
Why should I share water with others? This dam will be mine alone.
Woody worked hard day and night, gathering branches from everywhere, even taking ones that other beavers were using. When the dam was complete, it trapped all the water in his private pond, causing the small streams that ran through the forest to dry up. The forest animals began to feel thirsty. The turtle Twinkle said sadly,
"The river is dry. Where will I drink water?"
The rabbit Peter cried.
Even the plants are starting to wither.
The bird Lara chirped.
Woody, why did you take all the water? We need it too.
But Woody always replied,
The water's in my pond and I deserve it. Go find water elsewhere.
After a few days, things got worse. The withering plants attracted insects, and the dry river forced birds and fish to leave the forest. The forest became quiet and gloomy. But Woody didn't care. He floated on his little pond, happy with his water. Then one stormy night, strong winds and heavy rain swept across the forest. Woody's pond overflowed because of the huge dam. And the dam suddenly collapsed, sending the water rushing out violently. The water washed away everything in its path, including Woody's little home. The next morning, Woody found himself alone on the riverbank. His home was gone and his pond no longer existed. He wandered through the forest, but he couldn't find food or a place to rest. He tried talking to the turtle Twinkle, but she was upset. She said,
"If you had shared the water, none of this would have happened."
He went to the rabbit Peter, but Peter shook his head and said,
The whole forest is suffering because of your selfishness, Woody.
Finally, he met the bird Lara, who said,
You have a chance to make things right. Start fixing what you've ruined.
Woody realized his mistake and decided to make amends. He began gathering small branches again. Not to build a dam for himself, but to restore the river's natural flow. He worked hard, but this time he wasn't working alone. When the forest animals saw his sincerity, they decided to help him. Together they built a new waterway that brought life back to the river. The plants began to grow again, the fish and birds returned, and the forest came back to life. Woody stood before everyone and said,
I was selfish and I ruined everything. But I've learned that life is better when we share.
The turtle Twinkle smiled and said,
You've learned an important lesson, Woody. We're here to help each other.
From that day on, Woody became one of the most cooperative beavers, always sharing and working for the good of the entire forest. The end. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.